All right, guys, welcome back to the Bass Podcast. Today we have a video out of our draft series. Today we're going to be focusing on a player that some say might not even get drafted, and he was the college player of the year this year. We're talking about Luka Garza, and we're just going to go into why we think that he is one of the most underrated players that we've ever seen. It's a really hard thing because when we're looking at him to see where most experts have him getting drafted, he's all over the place. Some articles say he won't get drafted. Some people are saying even as high as 15. So he's one of these players that no one knows. And we just kind of want to make our case to why we think he could be a decent NBA player. And I think we're going to try to convince some of you guys that some teams might need to make a look at him, take a look at him.
Yeah, for sure. Luka Garza is, I think, one of those type of players that is a guy you can get as an early second round pick that's going to be a very big contributor, especially off the bench. And he could be a really good role player eventually for you. And Luka is one of the exceptions where I think he could be a second round starter. I think he could be that Fred VanVleet guy that a lot of teams are after. So we're going to get into why we think Luka Garza is one of the most underrated players in this draft.
Yeah. So one thing that a lot of people are saying, I read this in an article, I don't know the exact article, but they said he is a what they say his horizontal skills won't translate well to a vertical league. And so how did you take that, Chris? What did you think about that?
So by vertical skills, I think the writer most likely meant the athletic NBA of today. You know, guys can leap, push the ball up and down the court extremely fast. You know, just more athletic. And where Luka more so thrives is by horizontal. They mean by doing the little things, by giving all these post fakes, shooting the ball, setting up in the half court. Actually, as I'm saying this, it reminds me a lot of how Jokic plays, where Jokic is a guy who will get up top on the top of the key. He has a couple options. He's an extremely good passer as a big man, and he can shoot the ball really well. And he's a slower, methodical player. So to say that non-athletic guys don't translate to the NBA is just it's not true. It's really
Mhm.
not true at all because there's another Luka Doncic. He's not the most athletic guy, but he's one of the most skilled NBA players, and sometimes skill outweighs athleticism, and that's Kyrie Irving's whole game. So there's a lot of players, a lot of superstars in the NBA that use skill more so than athleticism. So I just don't think that's correct in whatsoever.
Yeah. And something I want to touch on, I mean, a way that a non-athletic big can make an impact in this NBA, this today's league that we're talking about is by shooting the basketball. And the problem with him is not many people know that he's actually a pretty solid shooter. What he shot 44% this season, I think we were saying. And his coach, Fran McCaffrey, was saying that we don't need him to shoot. That's not why he's the center of our offense, and we go to his strength. And the strength of our team is having him being a back to the basket big. So I think that his skills never were fully portrayed at Iowa, and I think that that's something that they can really build on if he gets into an NBA team and they start practicing with him and can really just expand on that. And that might be a hidden skill that not many people saw coming.
Yeah, and I think a thing that's slept on, especially during draft time, is improvement because you see a lot of freshman talent go. I mean, every single lottery pick is most likely a freshman, besides like your Obi Toppins of the world and players who are really skilled like that.
Mhm.
But a thing that's really slept on in college is improvement. And I'm on Basketball Reference right now, and I'll read off to you how he has improved his game. So freshman year, he shot the 3-pointer at 34%. Sophomore year, he shot the ball at 30%. Junior year is when he shot the three at 36%. And now his senior year, on 3.5 attempts per game, he shot the three at 44%. So that tells me that he has improved his game drastically throughout his 4 years at college. And he's going to step into the NBA and be able to do that right away because of how he has worked on his craft, and it's all up to par. And if you take a young raw freshman who maybe shot 35% from three, but you don't know how he's going to do in the NBA. He's so raw. He hasn't had time to work on his skills and hone in his skills against professional level basketball players, such as the ones in college.
Yeah, I think that what you kind of point out here is another weakness that a lot of teams are going to be looking at is his age. And I think that with a player like Luka Garza, I mean, he can grow in that shooting, passing, but he's close to his ceiling. I think that's fair to say, wouldn't you say? Hey, you good? Little
Yeah.
connection. A little connection error there. Oh, that was me. It says my connection's unstable.
Wow.
I
That's
know.
big time.
I know. But yeah, I think that he's close to his ceiling. So I mean, I don't think age is too big of a factor, but yeah, I can see that's kind of a big downfall is that he's going to turn 24, I think. In
20
December.
he'll turn 23 in December.
23 in December. So he's going to be old, but I think that he's very polished with his skills, at least back to the basket.
Yeah,
At
and
this
I
point.
mean what you were saying is he's almost at his full potential, and scoring 24, 9 rebounds and 2 assists in a college game, I like that, but I mean if you're that level of player in college, I think you're going to do it pretty well in the NBA. So I mean, it really does make no sense to me why some mocks have him going undrafted. It really does make no sense to me. I think Luka at worst is a bench player. And I'm
Yeah.
not even saying that. I I'm saying he's definitely a role player for a really good team, a contender. Just because of all he's been through in college. His junior and senior year, guys, he was up for the Wooden Award for junior year, lost it to Obi Toppin, and then won it again senior year. So I mean, this guy's been in the spotlight. This guy's played at the highest level in college basketball with thousands of college basketball players. He won that award. He's a
He's a
really
winner.
good prospect. He's a winner.
He's a winner, and that's always like it's kind of like the Deshaun Watson thing in the NFL draft. Like you always take the winner, and I think that a player that's putting up those numbers in college, I just think that obviously we're not saying he's going to be a top half of the first round pick, but like at least he is a late first round to early second round, and I think that that shouldn't really be up for debate.
Yeah. Guys, we really do think this guy could be a game changer for a team. This draft series we're doing for player profiles, there's a reason why we chose Luka Garza first. He's the first guy that came to our head.
Hmm.
Um, I would really love to see him on a team. Maybe like I think the Bucks would be a really good fit for him if he falls to the second round, late first. Um, I think the Lakers, if they want to move on from Drummond, I can see him on a championship role.
Yeah.
It's one of those teams. It's a contender that if you pick up Luka Garza, he could make a couple big shots for you, play good defense. I really do think Luka is a first round talent.
Yeah, and we'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. If you guys disagree, if we're saying just the stupidest stuff you've ever heard, let us know. We like to hear that. We'll leave it up to debate in the comments. Where do you think Luka Garza should get drafted? And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. There's going to be a lot more videos in this series, so subscribe if you like this type of content. And thanks for watching.